Hello everybody and welcome back to Big Dan's channel. I am of course as always Big Dan, and today I am going to be reviewing Illumination's newest film, Migration. Now, watching the trailer for this one, I have to admit it just looked very sort of bog standard children's film, if that makes sense. Just, the kind of thing you would take your kids to just to give them a film to watch maybe on a random afternoon or something. I would say it very much fit that description. There's not really much yet to be said for this review, so probably will be on the shorter side. I was surprised but during the opening credits seeing a few of the big names up there. Sadly, I would say though the problem is for all the big names and quite well talented, I felt like they were just very average performances. Though one person does voice acting for the film is Danny DeVito, and I thought he had quite a nice performance as Uncle Dan. His name was in that. I know the irony. He was quite nice, but other than that, they were just fairly standard performances. Humour was fairly weak, I'll admit. I know it's only a children's film, but even taking that into account and trying to enjoy jokes from maybe their perspective, they were just not the best. And even when I've watched kids films in the past at the cinema and stuff like that, I've tried to laugh at them and I have had at least a few decent laughs, whereas this was just, I can't really think of anything that made us laugh, to be honest. And anything that did make us laugh, it was unintentionally funny. It wasn't even meant to be a joke. So, I can say the pacing for it was decent, though I know the film was relatively short. It's only an hour 20 or something like that, so quite a short one. We're even taking that into account, I was never particularly bored at any point. It moved at a decent pace, and I never felt like it was just sort of mucking around too long with one plot line that didn't feel like it was belonging in the film or anything. I also liked the animation style of the film. I thought it was quite well designed. The Spider-Verse films, Into and Across, have definitely done it better. 1,000% the other better films, but it was decent is all I can say. There was a nice bit of detail to it, which you expect from Illumination. They have got decent animating styles in general, I would say. Those are the only really main positives I've got to say for it, though. Other than that, it was just a very top bog standard children's film. Not really anything special. The guy I went with, Tyler, he gave it 2 stars, which is fair enough. I can understand where he was coming from, and I was close to that at points. It was alright, not much more to be said really. It is also the quietest screen I've been in for a long time. It was literally just us two and a random guy in his 20s in the dead centre of the screen, and that was the entire audience. And they had it in a massive screen as well. It wasn't even one of the little ones. It was a Monday afternoon, I'll give it that, but I've done weekday afternoons and stuff like that before for films in the past, and it's even those have had a bigger audience than this thing had. And I remember at the end of it, when we were going down the stairs, because this was not the last film I'd seen before, this was Poor Things. When we were going down the staircase, we were saying to each other, Poor Things was definitely better than this, and there was a random staff member at the bottom of the stairs, and he said that's quite a comparison, because even the staff felt bad for having to sit through this, so I think that's saying something about your film when even the staff know what you've just watched. But yeah, overall, just a really average kids film. I'd say if you have an hour or so you need to kill, and you've not really got anything else you can do and you're with the kids, just maybe take them to see this, but that's about it really. I wouldn't put it at the forefront of your mind. Illumination has definitely had better, Despicable Me, Minions, Super Mario Bros. Even just last year. Those are definitely better than this. As I said, just a fairly bog standard kids film, sticks to the formula fairly well. There's not much story differences or anything like that. It's stuff you've really seen before, to be honest. So for all of those reasons, my final verdict for Migration is a 5 out of 10. As I said, very bog standard, not much leaning in either direction. There's 1 or 2 positives, but also 1 or 2 negatives here and there, but most of it was just very average, 5 out of 10 sort of stuff. There's just not much to be said about it. I can't say much more for this review. I've said everything there is to really about this film. It was just a bog standard kids film, just another one for the pile really, nothing special. I'll probably forget it by the end of this year until I come back to do my rankings like I did last year, but hey-ho. With all that said and done, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, of course, press like. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of me film reviews and just other general content. Thank you for watching, and I'm out. Peace.